spawn was, I wonder if RRQ
Okay,
absolutely
chat.
just assumed
GenG on the
that
fence,
Texture
RRQ
wouldn't
on
be
attack.
playing the Neon, especially after
We
the
cleared
nerfs.
some space so we
Something
can
that
record the
Gen.G
VOD
was
this
really
time.
a big fan of last year. They picked
Texture
up during
raid
the
boss. We're
offseason,
starting it
but
off
Neon nerfs come through,
with a
so we
raid
believe
boss.
Neon is still better on Fracture. We should be able to overcome them. We'll see what the game plan
Have we
is.
got a
Gen.G
recon that
will actually
lands
be
here,
starting
but it's
on the
from
attack.
A, and then you can just
So
do
far,
it from each
split all
default.
throughout, but also, I mean,
This
this
looks
is a
nice.
map
And
where
then
you
if the
definitely
recon
wanna
gets
have a
shot,
lot of that early aiming
you stun,
pressure again. I mean,
and then the raise will
with,
satchel.
some of the smokes they can throw off, and there it
Recon
instantly
goes in.
to allow
This is
Manya
cool.
to kind of creep in further through.
All right, off the bat, we're seeing those cross-map recons come in. That Silva becoming more and more popular ever since EG popularized it 2 years ago. It's a good hit onto Yeoman, trying to go for a chase, but instantly the pinch. RRQ knows they have to push out. They need to isolate these fights, and Manet's going to slide out. He doesn't see them, but he's able to
He's
do
out
it.
here
Absolute
180.
That's 2 kills to 1 in favor of RRQ.
Just a swing back, right? But Texture does find that trade and also already into the site. So everything's already smoked off, and now you're getting the spike planted in for a main. You're going to have to hold further back, but your players are down
Texture's
a
5
little bit more.
HP, so getting one would be incredible.
He does, but Monyet
He might have done enough.
trades. Now Munchkin, Karen needing to kind of fall back. I mean, where are you going to go? The site's not quite safe. And on the other side, Jemkin is marking out from defender spawn as well. So hearing the footsteps inside of A main, Munchkin's trying to hold, trying to play around it. The smoke comes up in time, and that's when Xpero peeks out.
Very, very nice from RRQ.
It's the incendiary as well.
I like that little reaction here.
Working against them a little
Realize
bit,
they're getting
but still,
split.
Nonetheless, RRQ picks up the kills.
Pressure,
Yeah, I mean, at
and
that
then
point, Karon just trying to buy
explode
time,
towards
trying
the
to make
bottom
sure
side.
double coming in from A main, not able to get onto the site nor the spike.
Caesar
But
Knox,
alas,
thank
he
you
gets
so much for
picked
the
off
tier 1.
through
Thank you,
the
thank you.
smoke
Appreciate
as
the
it
18
comes
months.
down. Munchkin and Karen didn't really have many options, right? They didn't really have any other info about the other
they
parts
just got
of the
exec
site
done.
or the defender spawn. So Munchkin holding that close angle, I don't think you can really fault him. It's the only thing he had going. He just wasn't able to get that one-shot kill with the right click. Texture with a clean shot, but I love that Cushy also goes out. He already only has 5 HP.
Do I have a goal? What do you mean a goal?
You get the trade, and RRQ, the
talking-
fast push out with Monyet as the battle cries come out is successful.
In relation to
We're
what?
seeing Share spot up from Gen.G and some half armors as well. See if that maybe
life?
bites them even going in
getting
to their
deep out here?
round next round.
So far, though, at least, I mean, maybe a bit
Talking
of
5 years, 1 year,
2
2 weeks,
but right now,
10 years.
just kind of splitting themselves across again, right? More respect towards that A-main pressure, but this time,
Be alive? I mean,
you're
yeah,
looking
that's
at RRQ kind
that's
of having
definitely
those
up there.
defenses set up towards
Probably top of the list, if
Okay.
anything.
Yeah, so you recognize it's the judge. I love that they're trying to get this information because they go for the ult orb as well. They recognize it's a judge up in heaven. Either you go in with util or you just don't go there at all. Just keep him tied up there. That's one person you don't have to worry about.
The double
And
sheriff
Gen.G,
is
They do want to group up. So what's the answer towards this killjoy? You can't nullify any of the util.
the double
It
sheriff
looks like it's gonna be a
is
trap play
maybe
to force him into uncomfortable positions.
big
Lineups
investment
at
if they
the
don't get a
ready.
plant.
You've got
Might
both
have
the
some
Silva
light
and the
armors, might be able
Breach over by
to
Arcade
get
as
the
well.
outlaw out. STR with the
set
tier
it
1,
up
thank you so much for the
elite
28
button. RRQ will
months. I
respond
appreciate
in
that.
kind.
Thank you,
Smokes
thank you.
just to delay a little bit further as well.
Jemkin has to play this so well. Xpero
Yes.
just going to be able to hold onto Heaven alone. He goes for the spray. He gets 2. He's ready for the 3rd. Trying to bounce back and forth. Eventually gets taken down by Foxy9.
Just to kind of flood on through, right? Nanostorm's on the site as well, so just to make things a little bit more difficult, but onto the judge.
Okay,
now,
judge
Xpero
over towards heaven.
onside,
It
able
was
to fight back. Munchkin
almost
gunned down,
expensive
and
from
RRQ makes
GenG.
it relatively safe enough. Estrella does pick up the Spectre.
Yeah, so all weapons carried over for RRQ. Not too much damage done.
Like a
Gen.G,
count that I have
3
to
members
reach or
with
a
half
sub
armor,
goal? No, not
so they
really.
will be starting
My
a
only
little bit
goal is
weak
to be
on their buy
consistent.
round. I love that
That's
Jemkin
all I
tries to
wanna
be
do.
heads up, but eventually still gets traded down. But it's a good
I
wraparound
don't-
from RRQ as well.
I'm not that
Still
like
able to
I
kind
don't
of
care about numbers that much.
Swing back into the site. Just
Like
for that
we've
retake
the
against,
stream's already grown to
Gen.G,
literally
who
10
were
times bigger than I
able to
ever
deal
thought
with
it would
the judge a
be.
little bit.
I don't
But that's
like
it, down
whatever
into the
number
next
it
round.
gets
That's
to,
the
it
judge
doesn't
does
matter.
carry on over.
Like
This time
that's
in the
it's
hands of
already
Monyet.
wild. I just wanna.
And I was wondering if maybe we
wanna
see an
be
outlaw,
consistent,
but that's
that's
not going
it.
to be the case here as RRQ choosing to just go for these fights, given the nature of Fracture. So we see that Vandal being bought up to match the firepower. That's 3 rifles, a Vandal, and 2 Bulldogs against, of
And
course,
consistently
all 5
flame
Vandals
mini.
and
Yeah, that's
Phantoms
pretty
from
high up on the list
Gen.G.
as well, actually.
Gen.G, I mean, they recognize it's
Right.
a bonus round. We don't know what kind of crazy they'll do with the Neon. Let's just hold, and then we can go for our set play, because hopefully they should be split in their default setups.
Pretty much still doing that, but with time passed, right, you're not seeing anything from the Neon on anyone else.
Yeah, it's insane,
So
isn't it,
that's where you're
Benton?
starting to wonder,
You were
what
out
are
for a
you
little
gonna
bit as
do
well.
truly? Thinking about where this
Like
Neon
the direct
possibly could
comparison is
be,
just
or maybe even the
so
judge again.
insane.
It's an interesting setup from RRQ because you're actually just giving
You're
up
out
all
buying a
4
snowball,
lanes.
that's
You're
what you came in to
literally
say?
only hoping
Honestly, I
to
got mad
stop
respect
them
for that.
on the site and get those kills. And if it doesn't work out, I mean, it could be disastrous. But if it does work out, chaos
After you raided
ensues,
Tarek yesterday,
and
you
you
said
at
we
least
should
do a
watch party
ton of
together.
damage, right?
Oh, that'd be
Maybe you're
cool.
just
We'll do
dropping
that.
3-4
We'll do that in
weapons.
split one.
Spike maybe doesn't really get planted. They just have to finish off the
What
fights,
regions
things
does
like
America? Sorry, what regions does Tarek watch? He just watches America, right? He doesn't do anything
Lots
else.
of time bought. Still
Do some
another smoke
American
as
games.
well.
A little bit of gap through the molly, so
Time's
still
really,
Texture
really
being
low on
able to
this
slip
one,
through.
but we
Fault line
try
does
into the
connect.
flood
Estrella
in.
able to
This
take
duel
down
on
Texture,
Heaven's really
and the judge
important.
gets spotted. Monyet goes in on the offensive, able to
Dude,
break that for a bit of
Gen.G
a rifle
have
as
been
well,
owned
but
here,
onto
have
the
they
side,
not?
Jemkin will fall. Monyet runs out of
Jocks
ammo,
over
sends the
towards
relay as
D4.
spots
He
out
tanks
another
it to
player.
4
Spike
HP.
gets
They
planted
get the
down just
plant,
in
16
time,
bullets.
and Monyet picks up yet another
Okay,
vandal
yeah. Dude,
for
they
the
gotta go
collapse
way
onto
faster than
Munchkin.
this.
RRQ, being able
Way,
to chip
way
down all in
faster.
time, will be able to pick up the bonus round.
Jemkin did
well
really
intricately
good
set
to
up
save
basically
his smokes
site
though,
trap play.
for like when
RRQ
they
says
actually
you come
did
to
their
A, we got the
smokes. I will
nanosword
say
to
that
Warbot,
much.
and we got two
But
people
also
high-low
Gen.G didn't
setup.
like create
You
enough
come to
pressure,
B,
so I'm not
we've
sure
got a
where else he's
fault
meant to
line
use the
that's able to
smokes.
cover the diagonal across the site. We're holding close with a Spectre and a Molly, and then we have a Judge up in heaven. So no matter where you come from, no matter what the set execute is, it's just going to be we pick up the first entry, and then we take you out one by upgrading our weapons. And Monyet, a great decision to slide out there, and it works out for the bonus.
Gen.G,
So incredible.
I think
and now it's everything being
dropped
upgraded
like, yeah,
up.
from what I heard.
Gen.G, a little bit desperate.
Can you hear
Down to
the
Sheriffs
smile
and
in
the
Trevor's
Guardian on
voice
side.
chat? That's how it's
Texture
going again.
Still looking for some kind of an opening.
Is a bonus though, it's a big
These are
round,
the
so
rounds
he
you have to
probably is
watch out
smiling.
for Gen.G. Pilsky mentioned on the desk, it's still the same core 3 members. They're all so good with those one-tap weapons. And you can see RRQ giving that respect. The high-low doubled up, making sure you don't get both taken out instantly.
So many bonus wins recently.
Yeah,
Yeah, teams are getting good. Teams are getting good.
It's
It's just the outlaw, making sure there's less ecos. And then people have always progressively been getting better at
Oh yeah, that allows Monyet to go
Make-
for the
Oh
nice pick, and this is
my
what we were
God.
talking about. You
Wait.
gotta watch out. You gotta
Wait,
respect them.
what?
Just
That
because
might be
it's
one of the
Texture.
fastest shots I've
Such
ever
a quick
seen.
reaction. But now RRQ with the information.
Did he
still
peek
able to
further
fight
out
back
than
and
what I
hold as
saw?
well. Cushy
Oh my god.
kind of lines up
Dude, look
the
at Texture go.
sidelines and
Ah, it's
gets at
unlucky,
least
dude. You're
one.
on for a
Estrella
crazy clip.
coming back into support as well, and that's the Sky Smoke just to block off Gen.G.
Jemkin's kind
Well,
of owning
moves in
them.
place.
I'm telling you, chat.
Opening the door.
These
just
brim
forcing RRQ
smokes,
to now
man.
have to look at multiple angles. They will.
It is something that is obviously very easy, but you gotta talk about it a lot on this map. Like this, when you play the solo brim, your defense smokes are so important. You don't want to just be randomly throwing them. And also is why a lot of teams will try and go like aggro for information because it's super important on this map.
Value being found as well, so it all kind of pays out. And now economy
Was it
starting
ever
to hurt a little
toxic
bit
in my
more for
CS
Gen.G,
days?
just
Oh
buying
yeah,
up
I
all
used to
of
flame
those light
everyone, dude.
shields.
The complete 180.
I mean,
Sometimes
just
you grow up.
knowing that it's just a Killjoy peeking up first, it's an eco.
That shot is
The
insane.
immediate rotation was good. Yeah, I mean, Texture, he still got it. He's still the same Texture, so you got to give that respect. But it's a very, very quick fill into the site from the rest of RRQ.
Flamer don't
He'll
now?
block that off.
Oh, dude,
He
in
does
comparison,
have his Rolling Thunder,
not
though. He
even
was
a-
only
not
2
even
in
a
that last
1%.
round. Fills it up, and now we'll see if they use it right away for a set play. B main already cleared.
Yeah, pushed out alongside the relay bolt, so a little bit expensive, but still is a lot of information.
How's he up there with
Being
Neon?
out that Rolling Thunder now, but inside of the site, Estrella kind of goes for the track, not quite connecting onto it. Jemkin will fall alongside him.
Oh, not
Can
being
you-
able to
can
snipe
you-
him out. Meanwhile, Munchkin, he's ahead of him.
Can you
Monyet
jump
doesn't
this?
expect him to still be watching the flank from out far. Still 2 members alive, but it's
didn't
looking
realize
like
you
it's
could
going
do
to be a
that.
tough position as Gen.G has 4. Texture only down to 18 HP, but he pushes out. He's a scout, but X-Fero gets both
Okay.
Texture and
Oh no,
Foxy
the
Knight.
shot on the head
Suddenly,
as well.
a retake, seemingly
Got
possible.
a recon
Yeoman
as well, and
takes
then maybe
damage
pass
from
him
the
towards
shotgun.
A main.
Peeks ahead.
Yes, Yeoman's gonna
Trying to
move.
displace the
Karen
crossers.
has to be the
Heron good
savior
for that
here.
trade. X-Fero
Crossfire
needs
now
to
though.
take the 1v1s.
Yeoman?
Where does
Yeoman?
he take him? He gets close, but it's
We're gonna-
just too frantic. And
I thought
Karen,
we were
as
gonna see like
patient
Yeoman
as
be able to
always,
take contact
will be
into
able
a
to get
swing.
their first win for
Shadows
Gen.G.
Karen kept it
Yeah, just
alive.
kind
They
of
still got a double armor
Panicking
rebuy and then
sprinting
guns here as well.
straight
So
into
money's
the side,
super
teammate
low.
falling off to the sidelines, and at that point, you know, you're just kind of running against time, straight into it with the Phantom.
X-Fero does get some nice kills here.
It's difficult but
as you
possible. The
mentioned,
jump
the
across.
time,
Yeah, dude, I've never seen the
space, all
neon
the
up there.
positioning starts to get dicey, and we see a little bit of that panic mode come in. Meanwhile, Karen, just as sturdy as he always has been ever since he debuted just last year.
Okay, what do we got? This one going aggro
All the
once
Rolling
again.
Thunder available for Estrella, but we do have some power ultimates 1 point away from Gen.G, so
Yeah,
they should
smoke
be working those
down.
orbs. It's going to be that arcade orb
The
right
neon's
away.
the neon on defense, you can do some awesome stuff.
Being able to
Ooh, a fast take.
Set up for more value. Boombot will get spotted out, so Xfero kind of anticipating some kind of push out now.
Like all the aggro plays, you normally beat a lot of the util.
Flashes come out. It just throws it off just a bit, but still being able to drag that
RRQ,
crosshair across. Yeoman will be able to strike.
They're fragging out heavy.
Though. Now trying to get a bit of timing in towards spawn, but no, strikes back.
And Foxy9, he was just waiting for information. He was waiting for the lineups, but none of it. The calls don't come through.
No,
it's
thanks
just
to new member, I
on the
don't
other
think so.
side. And now all alone, 1v3. And honestly, this could be very shiny.
Lightning, thank you so much, bro.
Gen.G
Lightning with the
vlogs
Prime,
that,
and Joe Pro 1711 as well. Thank you so much, you two.
You have to go hunt for these. Yeah, there's the fault line, and it's
I
just
appreciate you both. STR as well. I think I said you, but I'll say it again. Thanks for the 28 months.
So in the round,
it's over. It's not over, but it's looking very impressive from RRQ. I do think a Gen.G timeout into a eco, then a full buy is going to be the one.
And everything. Cushy, just finding that value alongside his teammate on the site.
And Cushy has been so impactful for this team ever since he joined. Even in those off-season tournaments right away, a lot of people agreed. If I didn't know about Cushy before, I believe in him now. We'll see if he can keep it up for this entire match. A true test against reigning Masters winners as well.
My pick'ems? I think my pick'ems for Pacific are okay.
But so far, he's holding his own. And
my pick'ems for China were awful. My Americas is going good.
They are close to their ultimates.
Pacific is going good just because we haven't had many games. My EMEA.
They've already got that minimum.
Maybe top 10%.
So you could go
maybe.
both ways, but they've got that minimum to try to flip things.
Honestly,
back
everything's
and
good
forth.
apart from China.
And so right now, it's on Gen.G to try to bring things back, try to at least tie it up, get those 5 rounds.
EMEA? I don't think my EMEA stuff's that bad. I think I've only got 2 wrong, right?
Coaching staff, Solo and HSK
I could be
already
fully wrong.
so
Oh no, I definitely got 3 wrong because BBL.
well, but then they had that addition as
Morgan.
So
Morgan with the
now
tier 1.
joining
Thank you
his
so
old
much for the 8
teammate and
months.
his old
Thank you,
captain
thank you.
Solo, back when they were on Neutron, back when they performed at Masters
Honestly, I haven't
Reykjavik.
checked in on them
Now
for a while.
coming in
Maybe
as
it's
a
way
coach
worse than I
after his
think.
tenure
I'm just forgetting
at
all the
Team
games.
Laskia in the Challenger
So
scene.
timeout. RRQ have a lot of ults, and you imagine RRQ will go aggro next round with some of these.
But so far, it's RRQ.
Don't want to do it this round, obviously. Don't want to go give them guns if you want to go aggro. We bait the same play that we did earlier. Smoke out recon behind it to see if anyone pushes through the smoke.
Early information outside of it, and as soon as they get a little bit more in towards B, they're sending that utility through.
Okay, the multi-bash just to try to get some
Gen.G.
damage onto
Bit in the
Gen.G.
orbs at the moment over towards Munchkin.
Sheriff and Guardian round, another one you have to respect. Xfero just keeping his distance. He's positioned to be ready to bail out as well. Finds him, gets the shot on Detector. That's a big one.
Yeah, we didn't even need to move our crosshair as well. Breach or sure, if you can keep this one clean, I'm so fine with it. Nice, dude. They look very convincing on this at the moment. See what Gen.G have got with their ults.
That's the perfect setup once again. I mean, you start things off early on. Monyet pushes out into Heymain, calls it clear, and everyone is kind of already anticipating some of these potential ultimates or whatever that Gen.G might have. And you can see Xfero's holding it, instantly swaps on over to the shorty as soon as he gets contacted by the fault line. The rolling thunder to top everything off to allow Cushy to push up to
He's underrated, dude. He's been.
Only half armors,
we haven't seen much of him in terms of the amount of official games he's been playing, but Brag's very heavy.
Because, like you said, this A main, it's been a thorn. It's just so much
right, what do we got?
Door open.
Any kind of.
It is a crossfire set up from RRQ.
Okay. Most common ult is like the contact turret stun damage.
Comes down to a little bit of contact. Sky Smoke comes out. Monyet spots all of them out. That's
okay, Razor's going to absolutely jump on these two. Are they ready for it?
Because the push comes out from drop
Holy hell, how has he managed that one?
To 2 players from Gen.G.
He catches both after the fault line. So, in fact, it's Monyet being the bait, and then they're able to just back out into sand, still holding that line of scrimmage.
Just holding it
that
up.
guy's a beast,
off,
bro.
Even though the spikes planted, pressure is on.
It's
for
the big
Gen.G.
buy round. They timed out for this.
Thanks to the new updates. Yeah, they're gonna have to try to spray through the smokes, but
Molly,
even with the overdrive, Monyet just
into nade. You got ult, but
pressure even further on for Xfero.
Holy, the latest luck on this one.
It's
how has he got a
RRQ
double with his ult?
so unstoppable right now.
What a setup from RRQ. The whole time you've always just set
Let me see it.
alone. Maybe you set him up after the first
They hit
20
both
seconds,
of the
30
stun and then
seconds.
both of the
This
ult
time,
at the same
GenG
time.
watches with him. You've got so many ultimates, and after the fault line goes through, you tag one, and then you're able to chase through. You tag the second.
I got the
he instantly
second.
recognizes
That's
it
insane.
and finishes off the double kill. That was
Yeah, they look very
huge
drilled
because it
on this
allows
map.
everyone
We got
to
some
just say,
nice
"All
stuff.
right, let's back out in the stands. You know, Spike already planned. It doesn't matter. Give him a main because now we've got the flank coming in from Xfero as well. Very, very patient and calculated from RRQ.
Now they're still cycling
Oh,
on
and
through
we're sending
those
this.
ultimates. Orbital strike and lockdown on the next, but Gen.G has
Okay,
some ultimates
time
of
for a
their own.
topside
The gun's
crunch.
Not quite there. Monyet
Stun
in with the
into
relay
stun.
bomb, pushing out into it, taking the fight against
Munchkin ate
Gen.G.
both of
Now,
them. That's the
just
spike down
Foxy
as
Knight
well.
holding out. The
Yeah,
pinch
and
comes
there's the
through,
other
Cushy
side
on
of the
back.
crunch, and now they have
I
the
mean,
spike
the
here.
tempo change as well. RRQ
Yeah,
playing
it's a
with full
good tempo
confidence.
change. Okay, honestly,
I'll be
chat,
very
now I
honest,
can
I
hear
don't
the
think we've
smile
ever seen
from
RRQ
Chobra. You guys
just
are right.
adjust so well round to round ever in any of their matches.
can't hide
but
it
right now,
anymore.
you can tell by their movement, by their reads round to round. It's against an eco, and you still say, let's go. We haven't pushed out that far yet. It's already round 9. We're
I
up
heard it that time,
7-1.
right?
Let's go for a fast push because they won't have strong weaponry. They get one kill, and then they back off. They have the pinch, and they say, spike dropped. We don't need to overextend.
Now they're just kind of marking every single entrance that Gen.G is looking for, hoping for. Down
I mean,
through
I
third.
can understand it though.
He's
They're looking,
as well.
they're looking great.
Estrella catches sign, so they know one sewers. You don't really have to worry about anything other than ropes at this point. Turret set up to watch the flank from Dish. 40 seconds.
How'd you lose this one?
Honestly,
we saw Liquid lose something like similar to this.
Basket,
it is possible.
One, Estrella for the trade, and surely this should be the round
Very
over
nice.
as Monyet wraps it up, building towards another overdrive.
Just having that advantage. I mean, this is a fully confident RRQ down to the last two players. You know, spotting them out by tunnel. Once they get that bit of contact, they continue.
What
to
if this
swing.
goes to
I mean,
overtime?
look at
I think
how
this is
Monyet
going to go
just
to overtime.
selflessly kind of swinging
These
out
runs are
alongside with
insanely
that play.
convincing.
So the whole team's just being able to flow in this form, and Gen.G.
I was thinking more, is Gen.G going to get another round?
Able to find the answer.
We're on complete opposites.
Yeah, with the weaker weapons as well. I mean, you have the stun and you have the neon. Those one shots maybe not going to be as effective. Monyet just having a time of his life
Okay,
right
smoke
now,
deep
but it's
with a
Cushy
recon
11
behind,
kills
and then we
only
wanted
2
to try.
deaths, leading the board.
Okay. Bit of pressure, but they get through the smoke with 4.
Gen.G.
Monyet,
This time just
Judge out, even though he has loads of money. Maybe has a backup gun up there as well.
Yeah, but look at the switch up, right? Killjoy no longer here in Gen.G. They're still scouting for any of that setup. Still sending some of that util. There's the paint shells. Monyet, he wants to get ahead of it, and he knows exactly what a race thinks.
Well, he got one.
It is a trade. It opens
And
up
you got the
heaven,
1 for
and
1.
then the site as well onto the B site.
Cushy, though, still around the corner, trying to stay alive, waiting for his team to kind of get back in. So he uses that smoke. While they
Strong
clear
pause.
out that turret from the back. Foxy 9 looking to
Shot.
hold, able to get that first flick against Jemkin. Fault light comes through, but he evades just in kind. Next Pharaoh will be able to fight back. 3 on 3.
what happened to
Cushy now
underpass there?
pushes out, takes out Karen, and the relay just
Yeah,
to
like
spot
Yeoman
things out,
missed the
but
duel that maybe
Yeoman
should have
kind of
won.
avoids for now, pushes straight himself into tunnel, and Cushy knows where to look. Munchkin, the last one left, onto the site, evades the rolling thunder, holds the ground with a fault line being sent out. He took down Cushy already, just needs to do a little bit more, and down to the last one left, it's just Estrella who swings out.
Oh, it was unlucky. It was a really, really nice try.
Time for the defuse. RRQ are still making it happen.
I mean, we were all thinking the same thing. Munchkin doesn't lose these. He even got the double fault line there at the end as well, and it looked like it was all lining up once again for one of the clutch masters on Gen.G. But no, it's Estrella, the other IGL that fights back. Monyet,
As soon as he hears the ropes, he's like, yep,
as they come into the site.
I'm
It was
going
all
for
about
it.
the flank. RQ going for a different setup, then wraps around. It did look dicey, but Cushy. I mean, we got to get this round.
Yeah,
to him.
this guy
He
is,
just takes out so many
this
members
guy's
and
just
pushes them all
winning
out, just limiting only Munchkin on the
90%
site.
of all the duels
much
that he's
value.
taken.
New addition to RQ, and there he is.
13 to
13
3.
kills now. Xfero onto 12-2. Now the setup's kind of swapped up a little bit more. Less pressure out towards A. Well, that
Gen.G.
Sky Smoke is out outside of B.
The biggest ult in the game, pretty much.
Now, the Killjoy setup still not scouted just yet. That Nano Swarm on the drop.
They have
Could smell
the
trouble. That's the core
protocol
of
stuff
Gen.G.
of
Once again, another pinch. You still have Estrella standing by. You still have the orbital strike
Yeah.
as well. Where do they go? It's down into Sand.
Yeah,
I love the
this
pinch.
is
They know
a
Sand has been
EG
very
classic,
important.
though.
Gen.G does get the trade, but
when
eventually
in doubt, just go to the
Gen.G
EG
will
strats.
push through. They will
You,
dominate that area.
So EG do it a little bit different. They normally do a recon over towards here, and then if the recon hits, they'll breach ult this, and then send it. Sorry, if the breach ult hits, they'll ult here. If it doesn't, they'll ult here. This is similar, right? They're trying to get info, and then wherever it hits, they breach ult and then just send.
Gotta get those 1v1. Spots one. Goes out for a cushy.
How is he? How are they? Are they gonna?
Just gonna go in with the party before he expects it. Cushy gonna drone to see if Foxy9 has widened the angle. Meanwhile, Monyet, he's already through. This is not looking great. Foxy9, he's not in a good position to stop this defuse. Half already done, and he's not gonna be able to get the kill. Monyet running through the lockdown eliminates the orbital strike possibility. What a hero play!
How do you do something like that? No slide available.
Devastating 2v4.
Sprinting through with the shorty out.
I mean,
no way.
This is pure heroics.
Dude, that replay from like 3 seconds before must have been the most insane thing ever. I wonder how long he saw him.
And he's just chilling. We gotta see more Neon from RRQ after this. I mean, Monyet unleashed right now.
Has the overdrive online. Thinking about a potential push out in towards B as well right now. Last round of the first half, and things are looking this comfortable, this confident for RRQ.
It's another pinch onto B as well. It's a high-low setup on Arcade, and then the immediate push out with the Neon from the other side on Dish.
They've got the KJ utility to mark the outside.
Yeah, this is a classic one as well. You have bait on heaven.
Just to go in for that high-low, and
the double swing as well. God, they're wrecking him, man. Give me the next map.
Utility to flush him out, but Xfero's there to trade back in kind. Dodges the Hunter's Fury, and the push-out comes through to mark the spike. Lockdown being deployed.
And we got the backup shorty.
They have to push you. He knows. Okay, Foxy9.
16 HP.
He is gonna be able to break it, but lots of time bought, and as you mentioned, Spike already stranded.
Spike is down.
You know where these members are. Yo, man, hasn't had much impact. We haven't had a reason to shout his name. Can he prove it? Only 30 seconds left.
Just a bit of util, but is it gonna be enough? Foxy's so darn low. Look at Monyet marking his ankle, but ooh, a big swing. Foxy takes him down. But
dude, they got one RRQ of a very nice fracture, by the way. Very nice fracture. That looked a lot more convincing because of this guy.
I don't know if we've ever really seen this. I mean, even though RRQ did win that one best of 3, I don't know if it's ever felt like RRQ was entirely on top. It always felt like a grind and a struggle. Obviously, the map's not done yet, but the prep coming in from RRQ, the way they understand Fracture, the confidence that we are going to understand this map better than Gen.G. What a good map pick so far in the first
He's kind of touching on all the right points. The reactions were good. The reactions were good. Their ults were good. The aim was better, honestly, in a lot of duels.
And it's just really showing how much RRQ really has
They mixed up the tempo a lot.
Estrella with the breach setups, the fault line setups, Cushy with his performance so far, but now down to it all. I mean, Monyet's starting to pick up on it as well with some crazy antics.
Yeah, I mean,
with 2.5 maps in and canking where there's 50 kills.
The fact that you have a Neon who can move like that.
That's insane.
Look who it is.
Stacks is there.
All right. Calling some of his friends little piggies. Our own little Korean Busio. No, but I mean, we'll see. It's the T1 members trying to scout out some of the opposition.
Like trying to hide the smile from his face.
And Meteor watching his old
team get 11 ones.
Now, coming into kickoff, Munchkin did say on his own little Q&A session, AMA session, that
he's trying not to smile.
It's always tough against RRQ, but we always win. We're going to be able to win again.
But inside, he's really happy.
That we were going to be prepared.
He's out here just actually hate watching.
So far, maybe they just didn't see the fracture. Maybe they just weren't quite sure what kind of power Cushy brought to this team.
Thinking, damn, guys should have paid me that money.
So far,
paid me that T1 money.
Could this be a different story for the first time in a while? Starting things out now, Gen.G on the defense. They're slowly pushing outside.
Oh, he's waiting for them to check for ropes. Goes out, doesn't get the kill, but now you have to start moving. Xfero is trapped. Fault line gonna keep them at bay. It's a nice trade. Monyet still able to push through with the frenzy. He's trying to draw the crossers away, just barely skirts out. Xfero eventually falls, and that does open things up for a retake.
Straight up for B main, but yes, a bit of an opportunity for Gen.G outside of Arcade, but needing to work alongside, yes, the spikes, and with that wraparound through, Yeoman with the recon.
And we'll see if Monyet gets sight. Where does Estrella go? Does he push through? It's a relay boat to try to buy time. He's stuck now, but Kushi already good for 1 kill. They're buying time for Estrella. It's all for Estrella. They have no idea. He comes in from behind. He misses so many shots, and he absolutely blunders that wraparound.
Now it's down to Kushi. He's got the recon. Shock dart sent through already, and the spike continuing to tick away. Unfortunately, though, the recon doesn't find anything, so has to push through the smoke. And Karen's just sticking it all the way through. Yeoman gets the shot at the end of it, and Gen.G gets to stay alive.
The lack of confidence.
I mean, we gotta.
When you have something like the frenzy.
Sometimes you have to replay a whiff because it's the most important thing of the rounds, and this might be one of those situations.
Unfortunate for Estrella. The full setup from his teammates. That one hurts because this could have been a quick wrap-up to the very first map.
They didn't even include it. Okay.
Having that many
I
rounds,
respect that.
Imagine they have to just shrug it off.
Real nice guy on the replay
but
machine.
It could be a bit of an opportunity for Gen.G now. Look at the buy-ups. Everyone on an upgrade.
Yeah, like you said, lots of rounds. RRQ not going to go for any type of force. They're just going to wait with the classics, build up for one big round, try to get to that map point. It is a stack, and now just wrapping around sewers on the B side for Xfero, but look at this. It's not just A main, it's the entire spawn taken over by Gen.G.
Super proactive on this one. And you've got to be tempted to not use Yuta when you see the turret looking the wrong way.
They're just going to have an angle.
So if Xfero
guys,
contact, I mean,
not everyone.
You just surely send it into the sun. That's exactly what they're doing right now. But do they have it enough time, though? Foxy9 still kind of lurking up around the sides, up around Canteen. And that said, as soon as they sneak on through, the pink shells, everything, Munchkin able to fire back. Down to Jemkin inside of the smoke, and Foxy9 spots him out.
RRQ would have loved to do some more damage, and it looked like that's what they wanted. Just
at the scoreline, that one should be
where
buying.
else other members are. They just weren't quite sure how many people exactly were wrapping around, so they had to just get whatever picks they can. It's only going to be one, not the damage they would have hoped for. Meanwhile, Gen.G starting to see that they still have that window of opportunity. This team, this core, they never gave up last year, and they could be a scary force if RRQ is not able to close things out, you know, anytime soon.
Possibly. But here it is, a chance for RRQ to slap it down to 12. Full buy round.
Deploying drone.
Big drone spots out the neon. So you gotta assume there might be some setup there. Even with the relay boat, the neon usually gonna rely on some sort of setup to occupy that space. So it draws a lot of attention towards A main.
They re-clear over towards A for info. Call comes in for RRQ. And Karen does have 2 smokes, so as soon as his smokes go down, he's gonna smoke, and you'd imagine Foxy9 and him just flood in on their own.
But Gen.G,
oh, this shock might save them.
Well, that's gonna be the signal.
As soon as that shock dart goes off, Monyet now trying to sneak on into the site.
Karen flooded in, but Foxy didn't.
Takes the duel. Now off to Foxy9.
You gotta have faith in the Brim smokes.
But knows that the site is too hot, so holds for that save instead and waits for his teammates to get on through for spawn. Xfero hears the footsteps though, and now has an opportunity to hold the angle. Takes down Texture, and that might have just thwarted the entire retake. The fault line though for Munchkin will work out so far.
Yeah, but there's another one holding another angle. Monyet,
okay, maybe.
Yeoman's gonna wrap around. It's a good double peek. Another drone. You need a couple more kills ever since those ping nerfs.
Molly goes out. They got 1 shock as well. Because she gets a kill, he gets his ult. Stun for him to swing. Not even swinging. We got a lineup. Okay.
And yeah, that's going to be no time for Gen.G on the defuse. Yeoman draws him in, but that's time gone, and Jemkin will just
very
go
nice,
for the kill,
dude.
gets that
This is
extra
dominant.
orb.
Seen some good signs and a couple of worrying signs for Gen.G there. Once the smoke goes down, they got a fast flood. I will say, even if it's 2, you just have to all retake together, and you wait with your smokes, or you put your smokes down, you fast flood. Smokes went down, you kind of got to just fight in front of it here. I do like that Kushi shock darted the alarm bot. The alarm bot Molly meant that they could actually hit in over towards the site. If they don't shock that, they can't go through the smoke. Karen can just hold it the whole time, and it's a different round.
4-man stack onto dish, fault line at the ready. Texture, he gets spotted, but instantly traded. No fault line needed.
So they get to save that up and continue
Do you want
barrel on through to the site.
Oh, bit of a miss there. But Cushy, his job just to try to draw some of that aggro. Allow the main force to get in. It's a good wraparound. Monyet can't get that kill. Sand still in control for Gen.G. They push through. It's a double team onto A main. And now numbers advantage for Gen.G.
Starting to feel a little bit claustrophobic.
Oh, double swing onto this guy.
Oh, no.
And they got an empty site to go to. And they insta throw the spike over towards Jemkin so he can get ult. And there was no hesitation from Estrella on this one. And he's holding.
Does Munchkin get a read onto this? He has an inkling, so he's going to wrap around. Meanwhile, Yeoman already sprinted forward. He gets the kill. Nor over to strike, ready. Estrella, no ult. He does have that fault line. He does have the aftershock, but if he fault lines, this location will be given. He wants to swing out and isolate.
He heard this guy.
Oh,
he heard him earlier.
Munchkin must have heard him on the cross. There's the aftershock to push him away. And Yeoman wins it, keeping Gen.G
Just
in the game for our very first map.
Reading the aftershock, still stuck inside of the animation to swap back to the weapon. That's when Yeoman swings out for the kill. I mean, good effort from Estrella, but still, Yeoman now really starting to show why he was added to this Gen.G
Too many chances? Oh, for sure, too many chances.
Slowly waking up.
Probably just a matter of getting some confidence on.
See Texture trying to get back in the zone. Things not quite going his way on Gen.G. Meanwhile, RRQ, still 8 more chances. They won't rush for anything. They have a couple, I mean, they could build up all their ults, right? Obviously, Gen.G will get their ults as well. But
yeah, but RRQ just needs to make sure they don't use their ults.
Push out from Gen.G. On to B main, constantly erasing one part of the map. Xfero just holding by, might get a timing on the re-clear.
Looking for it at least, while the rest of the team pulls the aggro back into them, out towards the top of halls.
The position's not great for Gen.G. You're allowing them to close.
Nah, they had okay crossfires.
To make sure he has that distance advantage. Monyet gets one, but he instantly gets picked off. That's a spike stranded.
It's still a good sign for Gen.G.
On the other side of the map.
Like they lose Heaven, they still went into almost the right crossfire POVs. But
Foxy9's ready for it.
Because normally you want to go like here and here.
Group with his team much this map, but the kills have
do
been
this.
racking up on the
someone else can watch
for the new Sentinel of Gen.G.
You have the smoke here. Yeah, they just swung off each other. I mean, this works so fine because they had Munchkin. Yeah, this is a good sign from Gen.G. Just lose Heaven, but everyone's in the right positions.
Past Gen.G's ultimate turn. Because Gen.G, I mean, they're no strangers to long games.
They still got that round where they're going to have to go up against pretty much all the ults, and this one might be it. RRQ have this one as well.
Recon, but this time onto Sands, immediately taking control. Smoke, Monyet, he gets through it, he spots one, the judge out.
Where are we?
But it's just too much chaos. They're able to just branch out, but Foxy9 already gets rid of the Neon. Meanwhile, Jemkin through, but Charon never quite cleaned up.
Oh, God.
Now he's stuck, but Spike stranded.
Oh, God.
And it's just absolute chaos as it continues. There's the showstopper. Cushy trades again, 2v3. They're circling around. Gen.G trapped on their own site, trying to protect the site. They have no idea. Xfero's lurk. It's coming from the other side, and he turns around, gets one kill. 1v2. Xfero, good for one. He's ready, but Charon swings out.
Survive on this one. Chat wouldn't be able to tell you what happened, really.
Full on chaos and pandemonium, but it still is Gen.G being able to react calmly, collectively enough to thwart the efforts of RRQ.
It was there was way too much going on.
Yeah, I mean, this really could have gone either way, but I think the big thing was Charon just holding true, trusting for Foxy9 to get a bit more information, to get that first kill, and then he's able to swing out and slow things down, and that's the spike dropped. And now they know, Xfero, 2 rounds in a row.
Okay, just watching that one for sure, that's what I was thinking, man. Anyone that doesn't watch this game just watches that and they're like, well, maybe we'll just watch some CS. This game's a bit too much going on.
At the same time, at least in that round, RRQ was able to flesh out or draw out a lot of those
when you're in a situation like Gen.G losing the first half so badly, then winning pistol, would you prefer to play risky? They can do whatever they want until it gets close.
RQ has
do you prefer the risky anti-eco with pistols or rifles, or do you full invest?
The main one that we haven't seen is perhaps
And you got to do the comeback? No, you just go for the risk.
But that's always tricky, especially with a lot of the default choice setups.
You go for the risk unless you've been like,
see if that is
unless you've been popping people like 10-2 in
Gen.G will have a decent read on it.
Then maybe you just rely on your.
That looks like it's what it's going to be.
Like
RRQ just hasn't really taken that choice yet. It's a 5-man stack. Do they go for the lockdown first, or will it be
Talk about bonus, right?
against the retake?
They're the risky anti-eco.
Is the question right now.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Starting things off.
I mean, I would always say that 5 rifles is riskier than in the anti-eco. I'd say 5 rifles is riskier than 4 rifles.
Swings wide, but he gets taken out.
Like I would always do 4 rifles with 1 human drone.
RRQ holding to see if there's any other information.
Granny OW with the tier 1. Thank you, the 13 months. Thank you, thank you.
Karen does have the orbital strike. That bought them time to get that ult orb. So this lockdown will be eliminated.
I think that's us map dependent as well, to be honest. I think the Marsh is incredible. Outlaw.
Peek out. He's 1 kill away from the Rolling Thunder. Gen.G still keeping themselves defensive, continuing to hold. I mean, Karen's positioning outside of Arcade as well.
If they're going to go to A side, I wonder if RRQ uses the orbital strike to clear the site, because you have 0 information.
Okay, we got a 2-person fake here. We gotta look at Foxy9, and this is gonna be the real test for him. Wait, are they just gonna run back? Monyet's just cleared the site for them.
What does he do? What's the call? We still do not know where the spike is.
Foxy has not moved. He stayed strong. He has a chance. He tanked the stun. It's not a great start.
He tries to anti-flash. He only gets 1. Lockdown now opening up the site. Orbital strike will break it, but the spike still going to plant safely in the corner.
Hops on over onto Heaven to try to look and clear. Slowly isolating the angles, but the Rolling Thunder at the right angle.
Okay,
and
that is an impressive. That is an impressive fracture from Gen.G.
RRQ will close out the first.
I mean, so from RRQ.
13-6, given an 11-1.5. I mean, Gen.G put up a hell of a fight. But it was just a little bit too late.
Yeah,
as RRQ, they call the timeout. They go to that 1 lane. They haven't attacked yet in the second half.
Yeah.
And they'll close things out, trying to lead 1-0 in this best of 3.
So good so far. I mean, yes, Gen.G still being able to fight, but RRQ have been
they mixed up a lot, and they made the neon look really
especially
good.
In that first half. I mean, talk about an 11-1.
Neon
Their
looked like
with everything that they've got.
Legit.
And on top of it all, I mean, it wasn't just Monyet being that crazy. It was also Cushy being able to
I think Cushy was unreal.
I mean, it was Cushy for most of that first half. Monyet, again, the movement. We're seeing how the new neon's being used. I respect it, but Cushy really having impact.